Well, viewers shifting focus away from Europe towards what's taking place in the Middle East. Hamas has now denied U.S. accusations that its fighters looted an aid convoy in Gaza, calling the claims false and part of a systematic disinformation campaign. The statement from the Hamas-run Gaza media office came after U.S. Central Command released drone footage purporting to show suspected Hamas operatives looting a humanitarian truck in southern Gaza on Friday. U.S. CENTCOM has stated that the video was captured by an American MQ-9 drone monitoring the ceasefire and that the incident was reported by the U.S.-led Civil Military Coordination Center in Kiryat Gat in Israel. The center, staffed by about 200 American troops and allied forces, oversees humanitarian and security aid flows into Gaza as part of the post-war stabilization effort. Let's in fact keep that drone footage on our screens as we address it. If you can have that back, yes, right there you can see this is the footage released by the CENTCOM. You can clearly see on the left side there is a truck full of aid and people surrounding it as well, and on the right with an empty street, it seems that the aid truck has been torn down as well. The supplies have been torn down as well. With us on the broadcast is Gedalia Bloom, Middle East Affairs expert, joining us from Eli in Israel. Thank you so much for taking our time and speaking to us on NewsX World. Israel has time and again warned the international community that Hamas has been misappropriating aid, international aid that is sent for Palestinians on the ground in Gaza, and it seems now U.S. CENTCOM has come out and released this particular footage as well, supporting these claims. Hamas has predictably come out and called these claims false and a systematic disinformation campaign. But on the ground itself, what's really needed to be done?
What's really needed to be done is for the world to understand that just because the source of intel comes from Israel in the last 2 years, it doesn't make it false. As much as people want to hear that Israel is the aggressor, we're running a propaganda machine. The fact of the matter is that I was a little skeptical in having the U.S. Build a base in southern Israel in order to be a watchdog, not only to Hamas but also to Israel. But now we're seeing, the benefits of it is that now we're seeing a third party, an external party coming using their own drones, their own intelligence, and exposing what Israel's been saying for a number of years. And at the end of the day, the answer is what Trump's 20-point plan is, which actually doesn't include Hamas as a ruling power in Gaza.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, and a lot is being said about the international peace coalition that is also operating. U.S. has made it very clear that it expects its Arab allies, including the UAE, including Qatar, Egypt, Turkey, also to be involved on the ground. We've recently seen an IDF statement as well objecting to the presence of Turkish troops in particular. I wanted to understand from you, what are Israel's concerns with Turkey and Erdogan specifically?
I mean, I'll tell you what, anybody who wants to go on X right now and go look at Erdogan's chief advisor, he had just posted a couple hours ago an image, a cartoon image of the devil with Jewish stars on it, calling out for Israel to be uprooted. And how long is it going to take for us for Turkey to destroy, or how long is it going to take for Israel to be destroyed? And so these are the people that we're not going to rely on. This is a Trojan horse. Turkey, part of NATO, seems to be part of the Western world, but instead they are a Trojan horse. Erdogan has called repeatedly for the takeover and the occupation of Jerusalem. He has aspirations for the Ottoman Empire to come back. And this would be a step in that positive direction for them to have any foothold in Gaza at all. And this is completely unacceptable for Israel. And also, I'll tell you what, when it comes to the international quote-unquote peacekeeping force, we've seen these before. We've seen these international peacekeeping forces following the withdrawal of IDF troops of southern Lebanon back after the first Lebanon war. And once the peacekeepers came in, they sat back and watched Hezbollah build up their stronghold. So we have no faith in any international force. even the United States, because we don't want to see U.S. soldiers having to face an armed Hamas that doesn't want to disarm. We do not want U.S. soldiers. We don't want our allies. We don't even want our enemies to have to face Hamas, because we know that they are not going to be successful because they don't have anything to lose. Israel is willing to face Hamas. IDF soldiers are willing to go in and sacrifice their own lives in order to disarm Hamas, because our country, our family, our children are all reliant. Their safety, their future is all reliant on a disarmed and peaceful region in the Gaza Strip.
All right, so requesting you to stay on with us as we're tracking some other updates from the Middle East. Now, despite US President Donald Trump's optimism, the prospect of a